I can watch Degrassi.
Are you doing like a Degrassi rewatch or first watch?
Sort of both.
Nice.
Like, yeah, basically, like some number of years ago, I was like, I should just watch Degrassi. And I like watched all of the original series from like the 80s. And then I started the Next Generation from the 2000s, and then I moved here, and then I fell away from it. And then I came back and I got to like season 6, but that had like characters who were finally aged into college, and that felt too real. Because it was all like, it's so stressful doing things. And I'm like, it is stressful doing things. I can't deal with that right now. And but then I like went back to it, and it's just a thing to throw on when I have like nothing to do, because they're like short episodes, right? So now I'm on like, yeah, yeah,
45-minute show.
They're meant to be like 30 minutes of television, so it's actually like 20 minutes an episode,
Oh yeah. Good old days.
Yeah, so yeah, you can just like throw it on, and so now I'm on like season 9 of the Next Generation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome to Eyes Wide Watch Club, everyone. It is April.
Today we are talking. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It is April. Yes, it is.
It is April. Everything is going great in the world. Everything's great in the Middle East. We've had peace. Everything's good. And
That's right.
America, meanwhile, is just being run by Illumination and the Super Mario Brothers movie. Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know Yoshi is played by Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure
Did you take Maya to see that yet?
Okay, we asked her if she wanted to go, and she said no. And we were like, "Are you sure?" And she said no, and I said okay. And then Miriam and I had, we went to the city, and we went to like a show, and so my sister had her. She comes back and she's like, "Oh yeah, I saw the Mario movie," and I'm like, "You what?" And I'm like, "I think you don't want to go." And she's like, "Oh, I saw it with my aunt," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Okay, F us then."
Did Miriam call Miriam's sister and be like, "Hey, what the hell?" Like
my sister.
Oh, your sister. Did you call your sister and was like, "What the hell?"
I was kind of like, "All right, whatever, I don't care." No, because she took her for the whole weekend so we could go to Jason's hibachi dinner party, and then we were at Dan's until like 3 a.m.
As we do.
And Dan got very drunk, and his brothers his brother got real drunk, and then Andy got real drunk as happens, and then I went home and passed out.
You'd be like that.
And then Miriam and I went to see Haley Williams the day after. It was fun.
I was gonna ask you. I remember I was cleaning up the next morning, and I thought to myself, "Oh my God, like Gene's in the city today. How is he doing this?" Yeah. So anyway, everyone else got drunk. Gene was an adult.
Like 10:30. I slept until like 10:30 in the morning, so it was great.
No, that sounds cool.
Which is like 3-4 hours later than my usual wake up time. So
yeah.
Jason, Remington, you got to join us for hibachi. We did it for Josh's birthday, and we really enjoyed it. So now we did it for Jason's birthday. So now this might be what we do for birthdays now.
Yeah, I think hibachi's great.
I feel like that might be our new birthday thing, and it's really fun every time.
The guy that we had for Jason's birthday was very good. He was so good.
The guy we had for Josh's birthday was good.
No, they were both good, but this guy had more like this guy was like Carrot Top. He was pulling out props and stuff.
Remington, we all got free drinks that night. We're just catching up. I haven't talked about the movie. Before we talk about there was this man, this older white man in a USMC t-shirt. I guess he was in the Marines.
Oh yeah, I still don't know who he was.
Well, we don't know his name, but apparently like he's at Saki often, and Jason is at Saki all the time. So Jason just like befriended him, and he just paid for all our drinks, like everybody's drinks.
Oh, is that what happened?
Like yes. Did you not notice your check didn't have a single drink of alcohol on it?
I did not notice.
Your check was only dinner. If it was like my check. He covered everyone's drinks.
Well, let's invite
Remington,
him
we
back.
don't know who this man is. He just befriended Jason that worked on our favor.
He got that Marine money. He got that.
But yeah, because he left in like a souped up like muscle car, like a new one, driving real fast down the parking lot. And I'm like, who is this man? I'm like, I'm convinced he's like a senator because he's an old white man. So he checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
But so my point is, if you just join us at Sake, you'll just get free alcohol of good amount. It's pretty. It happens like more often than not.
Yeah, I actually love hibachi. So
Yeah, man. Emily comps one drink for us usually, anyway. Right, Dan?
Our bartender, yes.
Our bartender will usually comp one
God
drink for us.
love her.
Usually. It's really good. She's great. Yeah, we'll bring you to Sake. It's fun.
Sure.
Anyways, let's talk about this podcast, and we'll talk about it next time Remy can visit us.
All right. Anyway, but so that's right. We're in April. It's very hot in New York. It's supposed
Oh my
to be.
god!
It's supposed to be cold
It's
next
so
week.
hot.
it's so hot.
But anyway,
Notice I'm not in my trademark blazer tonight.
I know. I did notice that. I always notice that when I go back to edit. I'm like, oh
It's
my god,
too
Remington's
hot.
really playing the bit. Like I notice.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I
But
said to Miriam, like, we didn't even ease into the heat like we're supposed to. We just jumped until like July, and I'm like, I need to ease into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be cooler tomorrow.
I was not to, but I was telling Gene earlier, Remington, that I have such a bad sweat problem, like my pits. Like even when it's not summer, I'll put on a shirt and I'll just immediately start sweating, like my pits, like through my shirt. And especially in the summer, my AC doesn't work well in my car, and I wear like button down, like I dress like a functioning adult for work, and like a button down shirt, all nice. And I'll get into my office, and my pits are just the shirt is just destroyed. Like
I relate so hard.
within like the first 20 minutes of me putting the shirt on, mind you, like this has always been, and I don't even really wear like tight shirts or anything, but same thing with t-shirts. But so I bought like a sweat blocking wipe on Amazon for your pits, surprisingly, and it's supposed to last 7 days, because there's only like a pack of 10 for like $20. I gotta say, so far so good. It's worked good.
Okay.
I still get sweat stains, but not like if I wear a light colored dress shirt at work, dude, game over. Like it just my pits are just like down my whole sides, or like just I don't know what, like
No,
I don't even,
so like as a working adult, like who lives in a major city, so has to like walk everywhere and then also catch like a train or two, like you just get so sweaty this time of year.
yeah, it's a joke.
Even during winter, because like you'll be like in your winter clothes right outside, and then you get on the train, which is warm, and your like heart's racing because you had to run to catch the train,
Yeah,
so
thank you. It could happen in the winter too.
yes. So like I'll just like look down and I'll see like random sweat stains all over my shirt, and I'll just like, oh motherfucker, like yeah, it can get bad.
That makes me so happy.
I'm like, how do you people do it? I look around on the train, like, you guys have been doing this. Some people carry like little fans with them to like try to like stay cool, like to try to like mitigate. Other people are wealthy enough just to like Uber every day. I don't fucking understand. I don't understand. Like, yeah, it's rough out here on these streets, is what I'm saying.
Like
if
I was saying,
Ubering every day, you have money. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
like I was saying, I was telling Gene, I bought, like, I just looked up like sweat block like wipe, and it's like $20 for a 10-pack, but apparently the 1 pack is supposed to last you the entire week, and so far it works. Like right now, I have no sweat stains on this shirt. Dude, my fucking shirt right now would be drenched if I, like, anyway, but so thank you, Jeff Bezos, my overlord, my billionaire overlord. Anyway, Gene.
Yo.
You had a movie this month, buddy, that we all watched. Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Introduce it.
Oh, the Fantastic Four. Okay. Yeah, so we watched Babel, the 2006, right? Yep. Released by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu. It stars. Okay, technically, I was looking at like the order of the cast, which is really funny. So Brad Pitt, right, first. Kate Blanchett, and then you have Mohammed Akzam, Peter Wright, Harriet Walter, Michael Maloney, Driss Rook, and then other people, right?
Naomi Watts.
Yes, Naomi Watts, Elle Fanning, Gal Garcia Bernal, Michael Pena too, in like a
Michael
brief
Pena.
in the end.
I know. I was. I was like,
Yeah, I was surprised by that. It's an ensemble, cast, which is really fun, and yeah, I have a lot of love for the director. Did he write it? No, he didn't write it. Okay. I've talked
he
about
usually doesn't write his
yeah.
movies. He wrote
I
Bardo, and I think that might be it, but I'm not. I'm not confident on
I
that.
think so too. Yeah. But he did Birdman. I really like Birdman. This is technically the third movie in a trilogy as it's known.
Yes,
Basically, like he calls it Death Trilogy, with the first being Amores Perros and the second being 21 Grams, and this is the third one, right?
I watched the full trilogy for this, just so you know.
Oh, you did. Nice. Um, oh, you know
Which
what?
means I've seen all of his movies now.
Is Amores Perros all in Spanish?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's very Mexican
Yeah, I was
by
like,
design. Yeah.
I think that. So I don't think 21 Grams is, but Amores Perros is very Mexican.
No,
Um,
21 grams is mostly in English. There's a couple scenes in Spanish because like Benicio del Toro's uh character
mhm.
is Spanish speaking, so he has like some stuff like that. But like, yeah, it's mostly in English.
Yeah, but yeah, I know Amores Perros is like it's a very Mexican movie. Anyway, so yeah, this has been on my list for a while, and I figured now is a good time as any to watch it. So, yeah, let's hear some thoughts from the boys. Remington, you want to go first?
Yeah, I did like this. Movie was good. No, it's yeah, like I said, I did watch the full trilogy for this episode because I had not seen the trilogy of death. It had been on my list for I have like a separate list for like film trilogies because like the idea of like thematic trilogies is like a big thing for like auteur filmmakers, just like a common idea that repeats across their filmography, but specifically maybe concentrated into like a group of films. So on that list, his trilogy of death has been there for a while. So it was like perfect opportunity. I will knock these out. So it was interesting to see him play with this. I mean, like all of his films are very concerned with death, also very concerned with like masculinity too. So those three are no different. Babel is no different in that respect. But no, I did like the movie. I kind of feel similarly about all three of them, which is kind of like, yeah, this is like there's some good performances here. There's definitely a lot going on. I don't know if like the nonlinear storytelling is like helping this or not, or it feels a little indulgent. Like it's less so in Babel, but like the fact that like it's all over the place, like yeah, that's interesting, but I don't know if it needed to be like that. But no,
Yeah.
I did like it. I am glad that you picked it.
I have a really interesting relationship with Iñárritu. It's funny. I feel like he's one of the most acclaimed auteur directors that we have like in our time. And I never really noticed how much of his movies I haven't seen. And he doesn't really have a large filmography. The Revenant is on my top 50 of all time. Birdman, I absolutely think is a masterpiece. I'm so excited for Digger.
Oh
That
my
is
god, yes.
the Tom Cruise return to indie film. Every fucking trailer I see for Digger, I am just head over heels. But it's funny how much I haven't seen of his work. So I'm really happy that you actually picked this, Gene.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw when I was really first getting into movies. I think it was like YMS when I was watching like his top 10 videos, like his big documentaries about the best movies of the year. He had Beautiful in one of his videos. And I remember I was like when I first, and it was a Javier Bardem starring.
Yep.
And it was like one of the first like indie movies. And I remember at the time I watched it and I thought, this is fucking stupid. Like, what is this? And I had no concept of like what an abstract movie was. And I would need to rewatch it again today. But I remember like thinking it sucked so hard.
It's okay. It's not one of my favorites
I
from
would
him.
love to, but yeah. And then I read up on that this is the Babel is the conclusion of his Death trilogy. And And I want to go back and watch the other ones because, yeah, I've heard all the titles like 21 Grams and Bardo. But anyway, so I was really excited because I thought, oh, okay, Iñárritu and Brad Pitt, right? And I really liked this movie. I had it was really interesting watching it. However, I struggled with it a little bit. In regards to how all of the storylines converge. It's kind of like one of those cases of like, if this was made today, if this movie was made today, it would have just been a miniseries. And I kept thinking, I thought about this movie a lot after I watched it, about how like, okay, if every storyline was broken up into an episode from start to finish in a miniseries, would the story really change that much? And I don't think it would. I think the movie looks amazing. I think it has great performances, like amazing performances. But the material at hand, I just don't know if it. There's aspects of it that don't work as well as I think the movie thinks it's working. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
But overall, I think it's very good. It's Iñárritu, and like the star power is so good. Like I think Brad Pitt is like, and Kate Winslet, like it's it's
Blanchett.
Not Winslet. Yeah, I'm sorry, Blanchett. Fantastic in so many aspects, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if and the ending scene, I don't know if it earns it in a sense, and I think it comes off a little silly, but I think all of the individual plot lines are worthwhile. So it's one of those things where I feel like if this existed today as almost like a mini series, I don't know if it would have worked a bit better, but overall I'm positive on it. So yeah, that's my thought. What do you think?
That'd be an interesting cut of the movie, like recutting it where it's what is it? It's Morocco, Japan, Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so each episode is just like in one location the whole time.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting cut. What?
I was just gonna say I don't think a miniseries is right. Because I know before I was like, I don't know if the nonlinear storytelling is like helping this, I would just recut it into a conventional film.
Oh,
yeah, and make it a little more straight going. Because I think a miniseries like what he's going for, right? Like calling it Babel, is he's kind of like saying like the world is smaller than you think, right? And how like all of these seemingly separate events in different parts of the world are actually interconnected in this way. And we are united, in our suffering apparently, across language and culture, and geography. And I just and so you're supposed to feel a bit of the juxtaposition. And I think you lose that when you're segmented off into like isolated episodes. So I don't know if a miniseries would be my preferred take. But yeah, but yeah, so to me, like it wasn't like to me it was like when I was watching this, did I feel like I was gaining something when watching the film, as in Yuritu has it, where it's like, oh, it starts at the end, once we find out that, like, did I feel that earned me anything? Like no, I didn't think that, like, added anything to knowing it. But I also think in the trilogy that this is like the least the smallest offender in terms of nonlinear storytelling that I don't think is necessarily adding something to the narrative, because they're all of them in the trilogy are nonlinear in that respect. This is just the least nonlinear of the three, even though it is still nonlinear.
Well, what did you think of it? What did you think of it, Gene? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, so much like Dan, I don't know if it enhances it. To me, I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, this is like the framing, just like this the structure they chose for the film. That's cool. I quite enjoyed it. I don't know if I loved it, but I did quite enjoy it. If that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
We're all basically there. We're in the same place on this. I think.
Yeah, and watching it, like Remington said, like, the overall theme is like, the world's smaller than you think, and so I'm watching it, and it took me a lot of, like, I mean, it's from the start, it shows you it's the rifle, right? So, but I'm sitting there thinking, okay, like, how is everything related to each other, right? And I do like how I enjoyed how they conveyed, like, the news reports, right? It's like little, so like where like the characters we're following, they're all having their own little like things, so they don't even realize that it's all like connected because it's not affecting their day-to-day life. I enjoyed that portion of it. But I'm watching it and like I'm sitting there and like I kept thinking, okay, like what is the each character, the conflict for each individual story. Like I felt like by not by design, but a fault of it is like, okay, like the Japanese girl story, like what's her conflict took a little bit to get going, in my opinion, versus like all the other characters are having all these serious conflicts. Like Brad Pitt's, his wife's like dying, and then the little boy's dealing with the trauma of he thinks he killed a woman. And then I'm like, okay, she's deaf and like she's not very popular and kids bully her because of it. But like, I don't know, girl, like apples and oranges. And then they talk a little more about like her mother's suicide. And I think maybe that could have been expanded upon a little bit. So I struggled a little bit with that, right? With like, the gravity of everyone's kind of like conflict, right? And I'm sitting there thinking like, well, how's this all going to resolve? Like, I can't tell if this movie wants to have like a happy resolve versus not. And I'm not sure if it sticks to the landing, because I have a lot of thoughts on how everyone's story wraps up. And like someone on Reddit, people on Reddit called it like torture porn, or like, no, misery porn. And I'm like, I don't know, I quite agree with that, but I can see why they think that.
No.
Well,
I understand where that comes from, but like if you've seen
the trilogy is about exploring grief in a way, like death as grief, right?
Yeah.
And I don't inherently agree with that assessment. Like I don't, but I can see where they're coming from, because a part of me also felt like, okay, like these things keep escalating and escalating. We are like, I feel like the story wants to have a more hopeful ending, but are we gonna get that? I don't know. And I wasn't sure if they knew how to convey that. I thought of Children of Men a lot, another 2006 movie, and that's by Alfonso Cuarón, who is a well-known like friend and like buddy, and with Iñárritu, and I felt like that movie had a little more like I don't know. I felt like that stuck to landing a lot better with a hopeful message, but also still going for like ambiguous ending than this one did. Because I kind of
I was also reminded of Children of Men.
Yeah, and like, and they're well-known friends. The Total, Cuarón, and Inarritu are like they're all three
Yes.
Mexican filmmakers who came up around the same time, and they're all friends of each other, and they collaborate on like production projects together.
Del
And
Toro
so,
also had a movie come out in '06. Name that movie.
was it Labyrinth?
Yeah, it's Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah.
Yeah, Labyrinth. Yeah, another very psychological movie, right? That's also
Yes.
one of my wife's. That's one of my wife's favorite movies. She's the one who showed me that movie. Man, what a year that would have been! I didn't watch all three of those in the movie theater. That would have been crazy. And then for a palate cleanser, you can go watch At World's End. Right? Was that not
Yeah.
2006?
The Edgar Wright film. I thought that was '07.
No. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh no, that's definitely '07.
Oh, was that 07? Oh, damn it. I was close. What came
Yeah.
out 2006? Cars? Was Cars 2000?
Yeah, Cars was 2006.
All right,
You could
go
watch
palate
Little Miss Sunshine. You could watch The Departed.
Okay.
Inland Empire, boys. Let's go watch Inland Empire. Let's.
Little Miss Sunshine is a great movie.
Yeah, it is. I like Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay, yeah, Cars is our palate cleanser. That's what I'm trying to get at. We just need a palate cleanser. We're gonna go watch Cars.
Yeah, in palate cleanser, Inland Empire, 3-hour experimental horror film.
So okay, yeah. So I'm glad that Remington also kind of kept without even realizing you kept keep thinking of Children of Men in a way, right?
Yeah, no, I did because actually what made me think of Children of Men is I was like sitting there trying to be like, okay, so what kind of like connects all of these? And I'm like, is the answer just it's all George Bush's fault? In which case, Children of Men is like it's all George Bush's fault. And I was like, sure, I guess. Like
Well, yeah. So okay. So I actually want to jump on that. Okay. So is that like so? I'm assuming you're talking about how they're basically one of the issues that's preventing Brad Pitt from getting help is like they're like it's a political issue because the U.S. immediately calls it an act of terrorism, right? And Morocco is like, no, there's no terrorism in this country, and it's like I was like, okay, it's like a little commentary on how dogmatic the U.S. can get, right? And then you have all the the English tourists like on the bus who were like, this is a village of brown people. We're gonna get our throats cut open.
basically,
What happened?
I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, like I see what you're doing here, and it that I don't know. It feels like maybe a little too many things in the blender. I don't know. What do you think, Remington? Like, you're having what's up?
No, continue.
So like yeah, so you have touches of that, and like to set the scene, Remington, right? It's 2006. It's the height of the Bush administration, right? The U.S. has been bogged down in Iraq and Afghanistan for years, very unpopular wars, and it's war on terrorism, right? We all know what it is. It's all encompassing. So is this Iñárritu's trying to say like, well, no, they're just people, right? And he's showing that by having the village man help Brad Pitt, right? He lets him stay in his house. The elderly woman prays for them and gives them assistance. Like I got the vibe like he was trying to show like no, like they're not. They're just people, right? What's your takeaway from that?
Yeah, I do think that's true to a certain extent. To me, where I was like looking at the Bush connective tissue, yes, it's very much there in the Morocco storyline, right? Like a big part of that storyline is they keep getting messages from the embassy being like essentially that they're not getting aid because the Bush administration has decided to pick a fight with the Moroccan government because they believe this was an act of terrorism and they want the Moroccan government to acknowledge that for like basically geopolitical aims. And so that's why his wife is laying there bleeding out and not getting the help she needs because the two governments won't agree and therefore no aid is coming in. So like that's very much there. Where I would then tie it later on is obviously the Mexico plot. Like that's a story of like the politics of immigration, right? Yeah. And while George W. Bush, compared to other Republican politicians, is actually more of a moderate on the immigration issue, this being 2006, immigration was a very hot issue around that time. There's actually like a historically very huge pro-immigration protest around that time trying to demonstrate to get immigration reform passed, which created backlash within his party because not everyone went along with his more moderate agenda, but basically there no reform came, and so there was still like very strict enforcement, and there were definitely folks within his administration who viewed immigration as one more vector in the war on terror, and so it's kind of like this like I think the movie is like saying, the world is a lot smaller than you think it is. But because of that, we all share in a common misery, and part of that is like misdeeds by the first world, mostly the Bush administration, but also like Japanese tourists who leave their guns behind, right? Like so it's all kind of this interrelated misery. I guess you could say, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, to go back into the misdeeds of the first world, I mean, the entire, like, so in the Mexico plot, the entire reason she takes the kids is because Brad Pitt's like, no, you can't take this day off for your son's wedding.
Like, as we find out, very understandable for him to feel that way.
No, I get it, but it's like, she has like no other choice, and she just, and like, it's like, right, like, it's like, right, I was like, well, she cares for these kids. She doesn't want to risk losing her job.
Yeah. Because, no, it's an unfortunate situation, right? Because it's like, because we also know that he tried to get her coverage by getting someone's sister. I don't know if his sister or her sister to come and like take over, but that couldn't. We don't know why that fell through, but we do know it fell through, which is why he's stuck in the situation of being like, oh, actually, you can't go. Sorry, because and someone has to watch the kids, and it can't be him and his wife, right? So it's like, it's very unfortunate. Yeah.
But so I took that like. I don't want to skip to the end, but I had a bit of like a laugh because I'm like, well, like it shows that his wife's going to make a recovery, and all as well as that ends well for him and his wife, but not for her. She gets deported.
No, she's deported. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, so everything worked out for the white people.
And it sucks too because
kind of. Yeah,
and it sucks too because it's like, the parents would not have been home in time. Like, she could have just stayed the night with her son, like he asked, and the kids would have been fine, and then she could have taken them back like in the morning where everyone's heads would have been far more level, like
for sure. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what's up? Oh. I mean, like I'm watching this and I'm like having all these like logistical things because I'm like, they say that she was working in the U.S. illegally. So I'm like, are you an undocumented migrant? You there's no fucking shot you would have gone across the border. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like, you can't leave the United States because the minute they check, they're going to be like, oh, you have left the U.S. Okay, you come back in. Like you're crossing a border checkpoint. And and I thought it was funny how easy it was for them to just exit the U.S. Like, I mean, they didn't show them getting their passports checked or anything, and then Gaia's character even says like, with how easy it is to get into paradise, and I'm like, I guess I've never gone into Mexico, so is it that easy? I don't know. I thought it was quite funny.
I get the sense it's not that hard. Like, it's not to say that like Mexico has no border security of its own, but like it's like it's not unheard of for like American kids in like San Diego to like go in Mexico.
Yeah. You just go. Yeah, my buddy. I have a buddy in San Diego. He goes into Tijuana all the time. He just goes for like day trips.
Same thing in Texas if you live in El Paso. Like
I have a buddy who lives. I have a good friend who lives in El Paso, and he tells me like there are literally people who like just live in Mexico and come and work in El Paso for the day. Like it's like a very common thing. Like
absolutely.
It's that El Paso and what is it? Juarez are just one giant city. Which is they just have a national border going through them, and it's so funny how the real world life of those two cities completely eviscerates every single argument against migration because those cities have like a symbiotic relationship that is very well known by the Texas government because it has to, but they just don't. They never mention it, and they're like, nope, all these illegals are ruining our country. Like it's and like if you look at a map, it's just one giant fucking city.
Yeah. Yeah, it should also be said there's actually a very long, bloody, violent, and racist history to preserve that particular border that cuts through the city. But yes, functionally, it is one city.
Robert Evans has talked about a lot about that the U.S. expansion into Texas. It's interesting and how that relates to police and.
Well, let's. I think the way I kind of, in my mind, wanted to break down the movie was in each individual storyline. So why don't we go first with the first storyline that we see is the Moroccan kids, right? And their family, and how that kind of factors into the story. So we get the opening of, I appreciate a lot. It's really hard because I think a lot of this movie, I was appreciating a lot of like the different ways of life that I was seeing on screen, of where we have these two brothers and they're very young and they live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere Morocco. Morocco, right? That's where they are?
Hey Dan, where's Morocco on the map?
Yes.
Tell me. I'm kidding, Dan.
I have no. Okay, can I ask the dumbest fucking question in the world?
Sure.
I'll ask it. I'm not afraid. I'm a fucking dumb American. I'm a white man. I don't fucking know. Is Morocco in the Middle East?
No.
Where is Morocco?
In Africa.
It's like North Africa.
It's North
Yeah.
Africa. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Because I
It's in the Islamic world, but
I
it's
have a-
not
it's like
in
North
Middle
Africa.
East. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a globe over it because I was literally like, I actually like thought to myself, I'm like, I don't actually know where
Like-
Morocco is.
Think of Libya, how that's also in Northern Africa, and it's still in the Islamic
Okay,
world. A lot of North Africa, like
Same thing with Egypt. Yeah.
yeah,
I was
Egypt.
trying-
There's still Mediterranean like coastal countries, but they're not in the Middle East. But like they're still Islamic. It's because that
That-
influence spread.
That
yeah.
that makes a lot of sense because I wasn't trying to be ignorant, but it's like, all right, like
I get it.
I'm an American that watches movies. Like you see a desert, you see brown people, you think Middle East. That's just how
Out
it
here
is.
watching Casablanca, like, where's that at?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
So okay, no, but so that storyline, I thought there were a lot of it's really tough because I feel like there were so many interesting tidbits throughout this movie between all of the characters and all of the relationships. I don't know if this really fits together as like a movie. Like, so we see the brothers, they get the rifle, they shoot at the bus just from their perspective, and then they don't know what happens, and the cops come after them, and it's very tragic. Like all of the conclusions of a lot of these storylines are very tragic, and
Yeah.
and they end up getting shot at by the cops in a very crazy third act shootout at the end, and the guy and the kid
I thought he died. I guess he didn't.
he did apparently he
At
didn't
least what I
die, the
read.
one brother. But
Oh, I thought he died too.
yeah,
I did
and it
too,
was-
but everything I read said that he just gets seriously injured. I'm like, I thought this kid fucking died. Like, it
And
looks
it
like he
was-
died.
He like bled out in his dad's arms. That's what I thought
Yeah.
happened.
it
Yeah,
felt-
right?
you know what this movie kind of felt like to me. It kind of felt like it was doing like slice of life
Mhm.
stuff between all of the storylines, and it was like, oh, but what if there was this connective tissue between all of the slice of life storylines? And
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just-
slice of life in the yeah.
And
I get
just,
it. Like,
it didn't feel
yeah.
like I don't know. The biggest connective tissue is the Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett storyline. But
well, it's yeah.
and everything else, like the whatchamacallit, the Moroccan family, the brothers, is the cause, and Kate Blanchett and Brad Pitt are the effect of the actions, and everything
Well,
around.
technically, the cause
Well,
is before the movie starts.
Sure.
when Koji Yakusho leaves his rifle with their neighbor. Yeah.
But the Asian, all of the Japanese girl, like all of that storyline, I felt like that. Like I actually thought that was the best storyline.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
But a lot of it had the least to do.
Dan's like, I saw Bush, therefore good.
No, but it had the least.
Wait. Have you guys watched The Boys for this week's The Boys yet?
No, I haven't.
No.
I haven't seen any of the boys yet.
There's such a good joke that relates to what Renton just said. Oh man. Okay.
I
anyway,
don't know.
continue.
It just felt like a lot of slice of like. Again, I really do almost feel like this movie would almost make better sense as a miniseries, where
Okay,
you just
sure.
see
Okay, Quentin Tarantino.
where you just see every storyline from start to finish in
Well, so, like-
in sequence, and then
Yeah.
like you reveal. Like I thought there were scenes that connected the different tissues of the storylines to be a little forced, like where Brad Pitt.
I can believe it. Like I'm like, I accept the way they connect it all.
I didn't find it like obnoxious, but I thought it to be a bit like, okay, like I get like when the scene when Brad Pitt is sitting there with Kate Blanchett, and they're sitting in the house, and he goes like, "Oh, do you have kids?" And he goes, "Yeah, I have kids." And he pulls out his like. I knew well before that scene. I'm like, those are obviously Brad Pitt's and Kate Blanchett's kids, right? Like I kind of picked up on that. Yeah. And like when he pulls and it's like the picture, it's framed as like this moment to be like, oh wow, for the audience, like this big reveal. And I kept thinking, well, I kind of
Did you notice? Did you notice when they revealed the picture in the Japanese father's house? Like that's like it's like a big reveal, but you can tell when they show it the first time. That's when I first noticed it.
Yeah, I thought to myself, yeah, of course
that's
going to end up being her dad.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So when they did it as like a big reveal later, I'm like, wait, we knew that already. Why is this like being placed as a big reveal like in this guy's apartment real quick?
Because
it's very. I don't know. I thought it was interesting how they did that.
I agree. It's a little, you know what? And I think I wonder if part of this is because when is this movie?
Screenings, people were like confused about it.
No, I just think when is this movie? 2006.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit before like a lot of like Netflix and streaming and more experimentation stuff, or I don't know, like that's mainstream. Like, so I feel like watching this now, a lot of this stuff feels so much more obvious, where I wonder, I don't know for sure, but I wonder if back then it was seen more as a novel thing. Where I understand the story choices, and I get it, and I do like it. I do like the idea of, one small action in this person's life could have like the butterfly effect, could have a lot of different effects on some other person's life. I did have a lot of but like I felt a lot of the connections to be a little like pointing to themselves and being a little too obvious. I don't know, just like a picture.
I didn't think that.
You don't think so?
Enough.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, maybe.
I didn't think that either.
No?
I think,
don't know.
yeah.
That's where I struggled with it. Was like, okay.
I didn't. Yeah,
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I didn't find them like convoluted in a way.
No,
like
not convoluted.
And it's like slowly explained. Like, okay, cool. Well, so like, did you find yourself more invested in like the Japanese plotline? Sounds like you like that one more.
I think the Japanese plotline, I don't want to say it was the most interesting because I don't. But it felt like,
if you think it is, it's fine.
I think that her story, if let's put it this way, I think in her case, if it wasn't her dad that gave them the rifle, I feel like a lot of her story would have kind of played out the same way without the cops. I get it, like in a lot of ways, but like the story of her story was more focused on her struggles with her and her mother's death and her
disability,
her disability, her needing to be wanted. It felt less affected. Where like
age.
There was
the coming of age. It's like other stuff.
And I thought there was so much more going, like it was so uneven with the.
Okay. Yeah,
Sorry, did
he
I
froze
freeze?
for me.
Okay.
He's just like this.
It was sorry. It was so much more uneven where like the Kate Blanchett and Brad Pitt storyline and the Moroccan brother family storyline was the main crux of the movie, and it felt like here we have the their kids and the Mexican whatchamacallit,
like the nanny.
The nanny.
Basically, she's like a nanny.
That was like due to like one phone call, like her whole debacle, like which was I thought was great. But and then the whole Asian connection was a lot of it was like it really didn't have much to, it was I felt like
for sure.
Here's the thing. It felt like they wrote the Asian characters, like they wrote
Mm-hmm.
her storyline first, and then they had to be like, okay, so how do we connect this to the rest of the movie? Like, I don't know. That's kind of how it felt to me.
I was going to say the opposite, where they wrote
Really?
everything else
Okay.
first, and then they needed to tie in the rifle somehow.
Well,
so they
no,
figured out this
that's what
whole
I'm-
plot.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, how did, like, it felt like they just kind of wrote in at the end, like, well, it was her father that owned the rifle. Like, it felt like her entire storyline was so
Yeah.
independent of the rest of the plot. I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think, right? Like, do you have any thoughts about that, Remington? I don't know.
Wait,
That's
let me
where
just piggyback on that real quick, Remington, because I want to
Go ahead,
get involved
Gene.
in this too.
That's all where I was just
well,
kind of struggling a little bit with it.
Well, so like speaking of the plot, like so like. To me personally, the hardest part to write a story is the ending. I always find it, and
Sure.
like I don't know,
Yeah.
what about you guys? So
I
that's why I
agree.
can see the Asian plot being like, we need to wrap up all these storylines, but I want to connect them, and then you have to figure it out, right? I've heard Zach Kreger talk about this on a podcast too. Like how do you end something, right? Or how do you get to the ending you have in mind? What do you think, Remington?
I mean, so the heart of the story is the Morocco story. That's where like the heart of the action is, and that's what's like causing everything. I would say, and then I feel like the next most fleshed out thing would be the Mexico story, because like obviously we said Inarritu didn't write this, but like, you know, that's what he's drawing from in this period. He's very grounded in the fact that from his experiences as a Mexican man, and he's known as this Mexican auteur. And so I would tend to lean more with Gene, I think, as far as like how that works. But I could also see it where these were like separate stories that were then edited into one whole story, you know, and then they just kind of came up with like the MacGuffin of the rifle to link them together. Once like common ideas and themes were identified that could be worked into something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to like. I like the idea. I like the I really like the simple structure of the rifle as the, and like this one thing can connect all of these plot lines and can have this major effect on all these people's lives across the globe. I actually really appreciate that. Like, it's simple. It's simple in my mind, but I feel like the movie was I feel like, again, I almost feel like this movie was a little bit more of the time where, you know, 2006, post 9/11, like, I don't know, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's as profound as I thought the movie was presenting it to be. If
So
that
insist
makes
upon itself.
a little bit. I love that.
I mean, in a way, this is what people say about all of Inarritu's movies, right? So, like, after, you know, prior to Bardo, a lot of people liked him, but then after Bardo, because a lot of people didn't like Bardo, I actually am a Bardo defender for the record.
Fuck, I need to watch more of his movies.
But
God
because
damn it.
after people saw Bardo, like the number one criticism that a lot of people in film Twitter spaces have of him is that he has his head up his ass, that he's like too self-indulgent, and so the idea that his films.
Yeah, like I liked
yeah,
it. Like,
they think it's pretentious. Like the idea that the idea that his films is like that you feel like it insists upon itself kind of like captures that. You know what I mean?
Like I didn't think it was like I got what they were going. I got what he was going for, and I liked it. Like I thought it was good. I thought it was. Is
it the execution then that you have an issue with, or like the ending?
No,
like
the way it was presented, like just the music. It won best score, but like the like Brad Pitt and Kate, like great performances. But like I just felt like if this movie was made today, if this script was made today,
Dan really wanted as a miniseries.
It would be a Netflix miniseries. It might not be starring the same caliber of cast. I don't know. Like it was good, but like the weight that it was pulling on itself. Like I don't, and I will admit the ending, especially with the nanny. That was the most heartbreaking. I mean, that whole thing. But
that storyline was my favorite, actually. Of the three.
It was so. It was
maybe
so,
it's just because as an American, like I can relate to that more. Obviously, immigration is still as like profound an issue now as it was then. Perhaps demonstrably more so. Yeah.
100%,
so like like also just like take race, take immigration out of it. Just like the idea of like trying to logistically manage your life around children, like that's a very like universal experience. So
sure.
I mean, also even like logistically around children, like it's just very much like she's just trying to do her job, and she wants to go to her son's wedding. Like she's just put between in this difficult situation, and she's like, and like you see her trying to find people to watch them, and then what is it? One of her friends is like, I can't because my boss is going to be like, what are you doing? Like, it's people beholden to their circumstances, and I get it. Like they're very likely undocumented migrants who just they need this work, right? They don't want to lose this good job, and like I mean, they could be doing hard. They could be doing like farm work. They could be doing much harder labor, right? It's not just
a job; it's housing for her, right? She said she has a room in their house.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's and I mean, dude, you see it a lot at the horse tracks up in Schenectady. If you're familiar with that, like that this is it's work and housing for them. Like you get in a situation like that, like you don't lose that, right? You hold on to that. I get it. It's So did you find, Remington, the ending, like the message ultimately hopeful or like bleak? Because that was my issue with the people saying it's misery porn. Because I'm like, I don't think it's meant to be a bleak message. I thought it was a little more hopeful at the end. Like that was the idea.
Yeah, I do think it's hopeful because like if it was supposed to be bleak, then obviously Kate Blanchett would not have made it. The kids would not have survived being left in the desert.
Everyone would have died.
And also like the girl found a little bit of closure, and reunited with and like rekindled things with her dad. So like it's meant to be hopeful.
Yeah, so that was my issue too. That was my qualm exactly with the reading because I'm like, well, no, like the woman gets deported, but it's like it's okay. Like her son's there, she'll figure.
She has a whole family life still in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows you that because she says to like, I have an apartment here, I have a life here, but like you also have a life in Mexico. Like you have a family there. Like it's not like you have nothing. And you'll and I mean like let's be honest now, Remington. She just went right back. She's going right back over the border. It's
or you know what? A lot of
common. That's very common.
Or you know what's going to happen? Her son just got married. She's probably going to become a grandmother soon. And we know plenty of people like this in real life who just go become full-time grandma, right? And you could easily see this woman doing something like that.
Oh, dude, I just love in a movie when it's like, oh, they were deported. That's the end. I'm like, buddy, do you know how often they come right for the fuck back? It's not. It's
actually, yeah.
It's just literally the next fucking day you're back in the U.S. Like it's not that big of a deal. Exactly, yeah, and like Kate Blanchett survives, and I guess the assumption is the children survive because they say that they were found, right?
Yes, they said the children are fine. When she's talking to the Border Patrol guy,
and again, we all assume that the brother died, but I guess he didn't. So again, everyone has at least a more positive ending, right? After all the trauma.
One kid does go to jail. We think, yeah,
right? Because they show his like mugshot, like in the Japanese.
yeah,
storyline, right?
yeah.
He shot a cop, so probably.
Yeah, because even if like because he did shoot those cops. Yeah, so even if like Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett were made to like understand the situation, also the fact this became like an international incident, Morocco would probably feel pressure to like do something, to show they're taking it seriously.
They kept saying that like we're gonna find these culprits and punish them to.
Yeah, that's why the police were acting like that, because they were getting like probably like downward pressure.
Yeah.
From the government being like, you have to find these motherfuckers, you have to do something right now.
Yeah,
or else George Bush is gonna like invade us or something. Like, it's
exactly. And I think that is a theme too, right? Where you have like these like large forces at play that just unfortunately you're a small cog, and you see that with the Mexican plot, right? Like they're just trying to get back across the border, but immigration and customs, like that's a huge machine, right? You're at the whim, right? It's the same thing with the rocket.
It's in Japan too, right? Because like the girl is like, oh, the cops just won't leave us alone, and she thinks it's because of the murder of the case surrounding her mom's death. It turns out to be something else, but like the fact that she can recount these repeated like police interactions, it's a similar idea.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a prevalent it's a recurring thing in everyone's story. What do you think she wrote on the letter to the cop?
Please fuck me.
I thought it was her admitting like I lied about the balcony thing or some shit. I don't know. That's how I That's how I took it as.
I actually don't know what the whole thing was about that ending with the father. I didn't get that. I didn't get what the fuck what that was all about.
What do you mean? Like why she got naked or
no, when
like she's seeking validation and
No,
okay. Like even in the locker room, they're like, "Oh, she's the one who hasn't gotten laid out of her friends or whatever," and then she likes the boy, but the boy likes her friend.
It's a coming of age story.
Yeah, like I said, I think I loved that storyline. So, like that was actually my favorite storyline. The only thing that I didn't really understand was when the father comes home. So she says to the cop, "Okay." My mother jumped off the balcony and I saw it while I was asleep. And then the father comes home and he goes, well, no, she shot herself in the head. And all I think to myself is, what's the significance of that? I don't know. I literally was like, I don't know. I threw my hands up. I don't know.
It's not, I mean, we don't need to know. I don't think we need to know why the mom killed herself.
Like I don't know what is the purpose of saying that.
Well, here's the thing.
What's the reveal of saying that
I'm gonna take it at least from what's unsaid. So like,
sure,
it's very well known that Japan has a really harsh work culture, right?
Yeah,
and we see that the father is a very successful man. He has a high-rise apartment, beautiful view of the city. There's like a doorman, so he's clearly very successful.
Motherfucking Yaku show, dude.
What I'm saying, so like he's very successful, so he probably works a lot, right?
Sure.
And we see that because he leaves the bento box for her. He's messaging her like, "Don't forget your appointment," and like she has to take care of herself pretty often, right? So maybe mom felt neglected, right? And now we see it. You see it in the car ride when they're going back home after he picks her up, right? And it's also like it's not exactly uncommon to be like a reserved, quiet Japanese man, like who's not showing like PDA, like that's not uncommon. There's reason suicide rates are pretty high in that country. So I just see it as and that's the thing too that he's doing with this movie. He's showing you little snippets of just the culture of these countries, right? I mean, in Morocco, these boys, they only have one set of clothes. They have like a dirt floor, and they like their house is like a little hut, and it's just showing like, Dan, a grown man gives them a rifle.
I know,
and he's like, okay, boys, you have never shot this before except that one time just now. Go shoot the jackals. Like it's just showing you like this is just your life, like, and there's the circumstance. You live in poverty. you're like a goat farmer, I guess, and you got
But
to
I
go
love-
to work too. So like, hey boys, go shoot the jackal. It's like, and I understand you guys are like middle schoolers. Well, too fucking bad. This is the hand you're dealt with.
I loved that as a slice of life. I mean, like, I don't know what the fuck Morocco is. I just learned Morocco's in fucking Africa. I don't know, like,
and
it's
then
just so
juxtapose
interesting.
that to like when you see Casablanca at the end
That's
too.
modern
like
day.
Casablanca is this like modern city
Yeah.
juxtaposed with like the tiny little village. And again, like Dan, they can't get an
You
ambulance.
do know that
out.
Casablanca's in Morocco, right? That's why we keep saying
Yeah,
Casablanca.
Like,
No, not until you just told me. I don't fucking know.
yeah, that's the
I have a globe in my background. Do you think that's
it's the
because I
capital
know
city
where
of-
countries
it's
is?
the-
That's
it's-
for
it's
show.
It's the capital city of Morocco, so it's showing you like this
Yeah.
massive, this modern city with a hospital versus this tiny little village about a fucking doctor who they have a vet, right? You know, it's like
Yeah.
Brad Pitt being like the most American man ever. Like, I want an ambulance here now. It's like, buddy, we're not in America anymore. Like, you're not gonna get a fucking ambulance. We're gonna call 911
And they're even like, yeah, we have one ambulance and it can't come right now.
It's like, buddy, we have one ambulance in the whole fucking province, probably. Like, we're not
Yeah.
back in San Diego. And like, again, slice of life, right? That I'm like, just quick side note: Brad Pitt being the most tourist American that whole movie is so fucking funny to me. Like, I'm an American and I'm inconvenienced. I need this resolved like right now.
I did. Oh, thank you for bringing this up. I did find it very interesting how much he Brad Pitt's character, you know, he goes to, like, they stop in this town after Kate Blanchett gets shot. They go into this room, like the tour bus driver is like tending to them, and he like has this moment with them about how like it shows them the kids' pictures, and then as soon as they say the ambulance is not coming, he gets angry and he goes, fuck you, and he starts pushing him. And that was, I felt that as like such an American, like you guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
where
no,
he,
I thought,
where he
I thought the
where
same
he
thing.
got
Yeah.
like an American like entitlement of like, no, fuck you, like my wife.
Dan, have you ever left the country? I generally don't know if you ever have.
No, the only time I've ever left the country was on a cruise. And I went to where do cruises go to?
Water.
What the fuck's the
Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Thomas,
Not-
Grand
Cuba.
Turk,
Alaska.
Alaska, Mexico.
Oh, fuck
Anywhere
me.
in the Mediterranean.
No,
Dan, you have
what
the
is-
whitest parents you've ever met. There's no way
Hawaii.
you're Puerto Rico.
not Puerto Rico. But the Bahamas.
Bermuda. The Bahamas. Okay.
So we went to the Bahamas, and have I told you this story, Gene?
Hmm. When was this?
It was like 2019. So the only time
Go to the Bahamas.
So the only time I've ever been out of the country was like 2019. Technically, I don't even consider it that. Like on a cruise, and we went to the Bahamas, and they go to this thing, and it's like the first island is clearly a little sandbar that's owned by the cruise company, and I felt very uncomfortable the entire time on the cruise, because all of the staff was like, I'm sorry, it felt like slave labor. Like not to lib out, I will lib out. But it just really felt like, I don't know, man, like these people like, and then when you get to like the actual, I think it was Nassau was the island that we went to.
Yeah.
Three other like a Disney
capital.
cruise was parked there. And then we went onto the island, and like there's certain places where like we went to a
Dan just
senior.
getting hammered with Mickey Mouse and fucking
We just
Nassau.
got so drunk on the pier at a Senior Frog, and that was it. And then like we stumbled back to the cruise. Like I don't know, man. I just feel really weird about like
Well, so you've left the U.S., but your
Yeah,
experience is the very it's the
He
tailored
didn't
tourist
leave the
experience.
resort. Yeah, he didn't leave the
Yeah,
resort.
yeah.
What about you, Remy?
I have not experienced outside the U.S.
Yeah, I've been to Canada and Mexico.
Oh, cool. Like vacation or like what's the occasion?
Yeah. So like, well, in terms of Canada, yes, multiple vacations. Also, when I was in college, I did Model United Nations, and one of the conferences we went to was in Montreal.
On Montreal, so bad.
So
That's so
yeah.
fun.
So I've been to I've been to like Montreal multiple times. I've been to Prince Edward Island,
Yeah.
to random parts of Ontario.
Where have you been to Mexico?
Well, that's more the tourist experience. So like, I was on a cruise and they took us to Cozumel, which is a Mexican island.
Oh, I've been to Cozumel. Yeah, same for me. I took a cruise to Cozumel.
Yeah,
it's very touristy. It's like not true Mexico, basically.
Yes, it's very touristy. I mean, like genuinely, the culture of the island is tourism. It's their only like source of like employment. They can't grow things on that island. Everything's imported. Like it's very small. But I mean, I think we get points because like our original, my group and I, our original excursion that we had planned got canceled because of the weather. We were going to go on like a catamaran and be catered and like wined and dined. It was going to be great, but it got canceled. So we found this like random little tour, and it like took us to like this random ass hotel on the opposite side of the island where we had like a whiskey tasting. And we got to use we got like access to like their beachfront, so like, and we had some, I'm sorry, it wasn't a whiskey, it was a tequila tasting because there was a local, like agave, there's like an agave farm nearby that was like, that's like a deal with that hotel that was like, here, you can like sample our tequila.
Fun way to get hammered on a Mexican day.
Yeah, so like that's my only like Mexican experience. I always wanted to travel more.
It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so but yeah, like I mean, but like I think it's a good example of like just like I mean, there's a lot of shit dude. Like when I'm in Colombia, like even just like cell phone service, like they're all still like they're filling up their phones of like they're getting minute cards, and I'm like, oh no, man, I have my unlimited 5G that I pay for monthly, and they all have was it Huawei's, like the Chinese phone. So like me having my iPhone 17 would be like they think like you're wealthy, and I'm like, no man, like this is just everyone has iPhones back home. Like it's just it's immediately different, right? And it's not as bad as like we can't call an ambulance. Like no, Medellin's a major city, but like it would probably take a little while. Medellin's a very congested city. Like
no, I'd go to Colombia.
No,
dude, it's fun. I that's like the one place I want to take like my friends to. Like the American dollar goes such a long way. It's awesome.
That's what I always said to myself. I said one of the only things I will ever, I think, in the next like couple of years, if I ever travel outside of the country anywhere, it will be with Gene to go.
Let's go. Yeah, we should long term. Let's sit down on like long term planet within the next like 5 years. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I would love to if Ollie goes and like he
wants to take his girlfriend. Apparently, I guess he's planning a Costa Rica trip. Costa Rica's cool.
I would be, but I just hate how much I would be cling to you.
No, dude, it's a very modern city. Medellin's a very modern city.
No,
and then when you go to the
if Remington went, I would. When you go to like if we all went, dude, and we'll do a nice watch club trip.
Dan, Cartagena is the northern part of Colombia is Caribbean. Like every other country that has a Caribbean coast, it's all been bought by fucking hotels. And like,
sure,
You know why they want their people to be safe? Because the economy depends on it over there.
Yeah.
So the government's not exactly.
Mi hermano, yo hablo español.
Yeah, like it's the same thing where it's like that. That whole strip of beach has been sold off to hotels, and like the locals can't even use it because fuck them, right?
Yeah.
It's you see it in all the Caribbean. And the government is very much invested in keeping American tourists safe. You'd be fine. I mean, it's fun, and in Medellin too. Like like there's parts that I wouldn't recommend going to at night, but like it's very modern too. Like I mean, I was at my uncle for a day, and it was like, am I in fucking Brooklyn? Like what is going on? I mean, but it's fun. It's really fun.
I remember
Yeah,
I watched Narcos on Netflix, and I thought to myself,
yeah, that's
I want,
yeah.
I
Medellin,
want to
yeah,
go
that was
to
like
Colombia.
that was 1980s Medellin. Wouldn't recommend it, but 2020s way better. Okay. Anyway, back on topic.
So okay, so all right, so we talked about the what in God's name, the Moroccan family. All right, so we get into the story of Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett. You're right. Yeah, we're jumping around, but so what did we think of the Kate Blanchett Brad Pitt narrative of it all?
Was she like a germaphobe because her son died of sudden infant death syndrome?
Their son died of SIDS.
Yeah, sudden infant death syndrome.
No, I don't think she's a germaphobe. Also, that's not how SIDS works. But
no, I know it's not. No, I know. I had an infant Remington. I know that's how SIDS works.
But no, I don't think it's saying.
That was like a mortal fear of mine that whole first year of her life. It's like the thing you're just thinking about all the fucking time. It's crazy. It's insane how prevalent it exists in the back of your head. Anyway, no, I know, but I got the vibe like with the coke. She's like nothing with fats in it. She was like deathly terrified of having this like needle. Like I was like, is she like is she like wants to exist in a bubble? Like what is going on here?
She could be a little anxious. I guess I didn't interpret it as like her being a germaphobe. But I just took it as her being like more sensible than him because like a lot of the story is that like they're dealing with like their grief over the loss of their child in their own way, and so he's not. I took it as him behaving a bit more irrationally because given the things you're pointing out, maybe germophobia is not like a bad read. I don't know.
Yeah, I found it interesting how like when she first said like the whole like if something that's not fatty, right? And like I thought again, very American of you. Like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So like it's anyway. So then she gets the fried egg.
Yeah, but like the comment about like the Coke versus the water. Or like the ice, like that's common sense actually. When you travel,
exactly. That's great. Yeah, when she said that, I was like, yeah, you're gonna shit your pants. Like, and again, like you're gonna shit your pants regardless. Like this is what happens. Your American biome is not used to it. But then like when she's like freaking out about the needle, and I'm like, ma'am, you're gonna fucking bleed to death. But she's like so mortified of this like. I understand is that the cleanest practice, but he was sterilizing it with a fucking lighter, and I'm sitting there.
Well, I think it's also more like that's gonna hurt, right? Like because there's no
Remington. I'm sorry if I'm bleeding to death. I'll be like, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but fuck it, I don't want to die. Like,
okay, but also like. No, you wouldn't, because when you're shot and you're like afraid of dying, you don't think rationally. So when someone's like, "I'm gonna stab you with a needle too," it's not unreasonable for me that some people might freak out in that situation and not necessarily be having the most like rational thought pattern.
Given everything else about her, I just really took it as like she has like something about like. I don't know, like health and cleanliness and like, I don't know, like again, the movie doesn't touch upon it, right? And we know that it's due from the trauma of losing their infant. So we don't, like you said, she's compartmentalizing it. We don't know how, right? Maybe she's blaming herself, right? Maybe she thought like, maybe I wasn't clean enough. Maybe he wasn't healthy enough. I don't know. We don't know how she's trying to rationalize it in her head, right? Trying to pass blame on something. And I get it because I mean, fuck it. I don't know what the fuck I would have done either. Like, it's same with Brad Pitt, right? He's a little more like you said he's more rash, right? And he's using like a Morocco trip, I guess, to like that was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why Morocco? Anyway, I found it interesting. I don't know. I would have been like, how about like a beach, man? I mean, you live in San Diego, so I guess you're around a beach and sun all day.
They could have. I mean, they could have been like staying actually like based in Casablanca, and this was just like an excursion they had planned to like.
It was a tour bus. The bus said,
yeah.
I mean, that's true. But yeah, so I found her character very interesting, and then she's kind of sidelined for like after she gets shot because she's like dying. It's things like that, like these little glimpses into their slice of life, right? Their life and like who they are as people, which I found very fascinating. Which I guess that's what I would let Clemens Dan's miniseries thing, right? Like expand more on these characters, the Moroccan children. So their sister, like she's not their bio sister, I guess. I don't know.
I think she is their sister.
I thought at one point,
think,
I thought one of them. Well, one of them says she's like a street kid, but I thought, I'm like, was he just trying to insult her, or like, is that hinting that like they like adopted her? Like, I couldn't really tell.
oh yeah, it is like a thing in some cultures where like like if you're just like an orphan, that like random families will like take you in and basically turn you into a domestic servant.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure what that, because but they said like she's your sister, and I go, so like, is it your bio sister? Like, did they take you in, and you're like, you're being raised with her as your sister? Like, I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, either way, like it would seem that she would have equal footing to them as like a sibling, because like the father is certainly like treating it as a disgusting thing that's being done, and not just like normal boy horniness. Like this is not how siblings should be. In the way that he's talking.
I took it more as also like very religious, right? Like they're Islamic, so he's the patriarch, right? He's very firmly the patriarch of the family, and women are lesser than, and the whole caste totem pole system, right? So I took it as that too, where he's like, you're a woman, not supposed to be doing that. That's disgusting. You have to be covered up, and
that too.
There's a lot of religious overtones to it, right? So I wasn't sure about that. So again, like there's a lot of interesting little tidbits that we get into like their family dynamics that I would like expanded upon, and I guess this is my fuck it. Dan's right, make a miniseries.
No.
Remington will not greenlight this at all costs. He will stop it.
Actually, I think it should just be a greeting card that we sell at Hallmark.
This is greetings from Morocco.
It's a BoJack Horseman reference for anyone who didn't.
Oh fuck, is it?
Yeah. When they're that episode where Todd is like collaborating with like that world's version of Quentin Tarantino, Quentin Tarantula. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino. Yeah.
And the whole joke is how like it was like lampooning Tarantino and like how his creative process works. Like, actually, it's this. Actually, it's that. Kind of like how Hateful Eight is like, it's a movie. Actually, it's a miniseries now. And so the episode ends with them being like, actually, it wasn't a movie at all. It's a Hallmark gift greeting card. And he like fires everyone on the set. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
What
you
was
fuckers.
What was I gonna say? I don't know if I even read the. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the Moroccan plot as like the one girl not potentially being their biological sister.
It's like a quick like line they mention, because I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought she was like a neighbor or something when he's first like peeping.
I just assumed that was after the information. It was assumed that they.
Well, then later on, I'm like, oh shit, is she their sister? Like I couldn't really tell. Yeah. And then they mentioned that line, so I'm like, well, okay, she's like so then like they mentioned like she's like a street kid, so I thought, oh, I don't know, like it's again, there's just like you get these glimpses right into everyone's individual lives, like like we're jumping all over the place because the movie kind of does the same thing, so I'm fine with that. Did anyone, when they were in Mexico and they're at the wedding, and they introduced the two little kids to like all the other like little like local kids like playing around and running around, and they're like, hey, go play with them, right? And they're like, they have to catch the chickens, and the two little white kids are like, the fuck do you mean? Like, we're white, we're not catching a chicken. I'm watching this and I'm like, that would be Maya. That would be my kid, like going to Mexico and meeting like distant relatives from like an aunt, an aunt like twice removed or some shit, and like, okay, Maya, we're now in Mexico, go catch the chicken. And she would look at me, she look at me like, the fuck are we doing, Dad? Like, can we go back to America, please?
I think it depends on the kid. Like, I think there are some like rowdy American kids who you could be like, go chase a chicken, and like, they would do it.
Maya's very shy. Like around a group of kids like that, should be like, she look at me like, I'm not doing that. And then the kid gets like, and then once they catch it, I was like, oh, this chicken's gonna get his head cut off. Like I immediately knew it was coming.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, and then part 2 is like, kids, help us get dinner,
So I thought like once he did that, he was gonna go and take it to cook it, and then he lets it go. And I'm like, hold on, there's a part 3.
That was crazy. That was some unk behavior. That was
no, that is some pure like Mexico, like fucking who cares behavior. That was so good.
behavior. Your crazy Mexican uncle who just like slaughters a chicken in front of you and thinks it's funny. Like,
Listen, I've had a lot of Modelo's. I'm good to drive. Like
Yeah.
that is pure Mexican party uncle behavior.
All right. Was I the only one? I know I'm not the only one. Like, were you guys when, after the wedding? That's all right. We'll talk about this storyline with my sweet abuela. That's the only word I know in Spanish. with the sweet Mexican abuela. She goes to the wedding. She brings the kids. And number one, was I the only one? I didn't check the cast list, but I was looking at the one kid and I go, is that Elle Fanning?
It is Elle Fanning. That is Elle Fanning. Yes.
Future Academy Award nominated actress Elle Fanning.
Wait, did you guys check the cast, or like were you?
No,
I didn't check the cast.
I had no idea she was in it. I got, and because I forget.
Did you look at her and be like, "Wait a minute"?
No, yeah, I was like, "Wait a minute, is that a Fanning sister?" And then I looked it up. I was like, "Yeah," because like her and Dakota were like in everything back then, if you remember. Like,
yeah. I kept looking at her and being like, "Wait a minute, that looks like Elle Fanning."
Yeah.
But anyway,
she's been for a very long time.
Great, but anyway, so when oh fuck, what was I gonna say? So they go over the border. They go to the wedding. She goes to the wedding, and that, like, oh my god, the sense of dread I just had when the nephew goes like, "No, I can drive," and I'm like,
"Oh yeah, I know, me too."
No,
I'm like, are y'all gonna die in a fiery crash? Like, no.
Unironically, I was a little. It was good. It was really good, objectively, but watching it as a movie, I thought to myself, "Oh, fuck you, Inarritu! Like, don't put me through this. I don't know what this is gonna." I was pissed through the rest of that storyline.
It's okay to drink and drive in the desert. You can't hit anyone. Your car just keeps going that way. No one's gonna get hit. It's fine.
No, it made me so physically stressed. And when they had to get out of the car with the kids,
I just thought of a dumb joke. Like, "Hey man, you're drunk. You're in no shape to drive in Mexico." He's like, "That's why I'm gonna drive in America, dumbass."
By the way, I'm gonna be so woke right now. The lovely abuela, when she went to the they had to go to the immigration office, and they told her she was deported. She got an Oscar nomination for that.
Oh, she did.
I don't know who this actress is. By the way, should have won. Don't care. Fuck you. That brought me to tears.
Inarritu has a good track record of getting actors nominated for Oscars.
Brought me to tears. The bitch should have won. Fuck the Academy. I don't even know if she's
who she lost to.
I don't even know if she's whoever. Tell me. Yes, please tell me. I would love to know, because that was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Did your hearts not break?
She lost to Jennifer Hudson in Dreamgirls.
Okay. Jennifer Hudson, she could jump off a bridge. I don't want to hear it. Disgusting.
I like how I enjoy the ambiguity. Like, they don't tell her they don't tell her what happens to her. Like, they don't know what happens to her nephew. Which, like, I mean, realistically, probably gets arrested, does some time in prison, and then gets deported. Like, what else are they gonna do with him?
Yeah. Well, well, we don't even know if they caught the nephew.
Wait.
Like they just refused to give any information when she asked.
He was good too.
I think he just says we don't know. Like he just says we don't know what happened to him. So I took it as like either they truly don't know, or if another unit caught him, they just don't know about it yet.
Oh yeah, so like her circling back. So Amelia Hernandez, the grandma, as Dan was saying, Adriana Barraza is the actress' name. She got nominated, and also Rinko Kikuchi got nominated too. That's the daughter in the Japan story.
She was great.
Yeah, they both got nominated for supporting actress.
Is she actually deaf? Do you know?
I don't know. Let me look. I don't think so. Let me.
I like how Dan was very invested in the Mexican plot line. Dan was like, they did nothing wrong. Let them go.
No, I'm not to sound. I hate. I'm not as woke as I sound. I'm not. I promise. But like the when she said to like when they were like, you're gonna be deported. I just, my heart broke so hard, and I kind of teared up a little bit when I saw that.
Yeah, no, it was emotional. I mean, she loves these kids. She's raised them. Like she's like their nanny. She probably spends a large amount of time with kids,
them. And she genuinely cared. And goddamn it, like she should have got the fucking award. I don't know. I just remember thinking, I don't even know if this woman's like. I feel like this woman's not an actress.
Yeah.
In the most complimentary way, we're like, I just believe this. Like, I believe this woman is this person. And I don't know. I don't know.
No, she was really good. Yeah.
You know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys this? You know what's so funny? Genuinely. In the entire movie, I feel like the storyline that I was the least invested in was the one that the movie was kind of trying to make me the most invested in. Was the Brad Pitt and the Kate Blanchett storyline. I kind of didn't give a shit.
I
Brad Pitt.
I didn't hate it. Well, I didn't hate it. Like Remington said, it's the heart of the story.
Yes,
in a way too. I
agree.
think the two boys are the heart of the story more. Remington personally, but whatever. But like
the whole thing is the story, and
you're the heart of the story, Remington.
Remington, what'd you say?
I said the whole meaning the whole Morocco plot is the heart of the story. So not just Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett, but also
that's right, Remy. Yes. That's right, Remy. Everything's not revolved around the white people. I get it. I agree with you.
I truly felt like they were more plot devices. Like I just didn't really. It's like here are the greatest actors that we have in America, and they are meant to be
saying,
this.
Like out of the whole cast, which are the two marquee names, right?
Yeah, and they were good. They were great.
No, and I love that too. I mean, same with Gael Garcia Bernal. Like, I didn't realize, like, oh, he's the uncle. He's the nephew, man, and like, whatever. I mean, yeah.
He's in Amores Paris, by the way. He's like the main character.
Yeah. I saw that. What was I gonna say? Yeah. I mean, overall, I think we're all pretty like normal. Like, I feel like we're all like pretty like have the same opinion of it. Like, we liked it, not like a love, not a hate. Like, we liked it, we enjoyed it for what it was.
I thought it was a very good exercise. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, and I'm glad. It was because it seems it's a critically acclaimed movie from what I've seen, and like I can see why.
It got into Best Picture.
It what?
It got into Best Picture that year.
Yeah. Oh, exactly, for sure. What won that year? 2006.
The Departed.
Departed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I enjoy I actually kind of enjoy when this happens. Like when I watch a movie that's like acclaimed, and I don't come away like loving it, but I'm like, okay, like I enjoyed it. I can see why, but like, do I love it? No. I can see why it got all these merits, but maybe not for me in that regard. I think it's like a fun exercise.
Yeah,
I like being contrarian, is what I'm saying. Right?
No. I completely agree. I was looking at all the people I follow on Letterboxd. Most people gave it like an 8 to a 9 out of 10. YMS gave it an 8. Who's a critic that I really adore and trust. But it's funny. Patrick Willems, who's a great video essayist online that I follow on Letterboxd, he gave it a 6. And then David Sims, who's a critic for The Atlantic and one half of Blank Check Podcast, he gave it like a 1.5.
Oh my God, it's brutal.
Among people that I actually really trust, it's a little divisive, but
sure.
But I get it. But I get why it is a little bit, why it can't work. Like I said, I think the reveals of the pictures of how characters connect and how storylines connect is very forced and very much pointing to itself. I think overall it what did you guys, here's the last, I don't know if you guys, but the one last thing I really wanted to ask you guys about is, how did you think of that ending? The ending.
What to say?
The ending left me very. Wait, go ahead.
Like the last shot
of the Asian
Zoe
girl.
Rose Bryant gave it an 8, and I think that's the only opinion that matters.
Zoe Rose Bryant gave it an 8. That's fair.
Yeah. Zoe Rose Bryant gave it an 8.
Has Charlie XCX watched it?
Hey, buddy, I'm waiting for you, one of you, to invite Zoe Rose Bryant onto the show. Can one of you do it?
It's Dan Ivey. It's not Gene Ivey or Remy Ivey. It's Dan Ivey. You're the one who started this whole endeavor. Why do we have to do it?
Oh my God! Both of you need to do it. All right.
Well, three of us. We will write a letter of introduction.
Message her. DM her. Do you know? Do you know? By the way. Hey, no, Gene. I need you to shut the fuck up for a minute. Remington. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know who we can get on? We can get so many people on this show. It's insane. Do you know who just went out and was like, "Please, anyone that wants me on a podcast, just let me know." The one person you would never want, Jeff Snyder.
Really?
Remind me.
Yeah,
who is that? Who that is?
I don't want him on. I don't want to talk to him.
Who is Jeff Snyder?
I have a special place in my heart for him.
Why do I know Jeff Snyder?
Do have like a No Signal episode, but I'm not talking to him.
Who is Jeff Snyder? Why do I know that name?
He's a reporter.
He's like an asshole film critic. Yeah.
No, he's a reporter. He's a Hollywood reporter guy, but
and he's a film critic. He's both. But
kind of. He's a scooper.
He works for Hollywood. He works for Hollywood Reporter.
No, he's an independent scooper. He has a newsletter.
Okay.
He does scoops.
He does the Insider Report.
And he does the Hot
and
Mic
he also
podcast,
does Hot Mic,
which
I
love. I do have a special place in my heart for both of them, but Jeff he's such a cocksucker.
He sucks. He sucks
but
so
he
hard.
genuinely loves film, and I do respect a lot. But
do a No Signal then.
But anyway. But he was literally
actually, if you did get him on No Signal, I would listen to the episode. I just don't want to talk to him.
No, I know, but he was literally he's like, anyone that wants me to have on their podcast, I'll do it. And then literally the next week, some podcast with 200, God knows how many subs was like Jeff Snyder, and I was like, okay. Anyway,
yeah.
All right, but the one thing
I want on,
just message someone. They'll do
message
it.
Cosmonaut Marcus. There we go.
Ask Cosmo. He'll do it. They'll do
That'd be fun. Yeah.
I just don't have the time to schedule it.
What do you mean? How do you know?
Who?
What? Oh, yeah, Hassan Piker. Oh, wait, what?
Get Shea Frillis on.
I don't know who that is.
You know who Shea Frillis is?
No.
He's one of the most successful YouTubers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's get Jamie Loftus, Remington. That'd be fun.
You get Jamie Loftus. That'd be cool.
No, I'd be nervous to talk to her.
Yeah, actually, she would be really cool, but I also would be nervous.
Yeah, no, she'd be cool, but I'd be like, no, I love your work. Sorry, I don't want to be a fanboy, but I love your work. Yeah. Also, here's my copy of your Raw Dog.
All right. Yeah. The one last thing.
I'm so sorry, Miss Loftus. I just can't really look women in the eye. I'm so sorry.
Exactly. That'd be me. Exactly. That's right. And she would fucking roast me and it'd be like, I deserve it. I deserve it.
The one last thing I wanted to ask you guys about this movie is what did you think of the ending scenes of the father going to the detective
the balcony
and the balcony? What did you think of that? That's what I
I
need
liked
to hear.
it. I was not expecting that to be the ending for that plot, right? So like everything's resolving, and I'm like, okay, like everything's resolving like the way I more expected to. So as the dad's going upstairs, I'm like, okay, like what is he gonna find? I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was gonna find her trying to jump off the fucking balcony.
Right.
I was like, is
Yep.
this gonna go real bleak? And it
Yeah.
didn't. And I was like, this is lovely. Also, she's still naked. Okay, whatever. I thought she would be something like a robe on, and I thought it was really cute. Like it's like the same thing. Like like
Yeah.
they're finding common ground, right? Because like their mom died and they haven't really been there for each other. It seems like, and they need to be, right? They're still a family, and it's nice to see like you get the hope that they're gonna start working it out together, right? As opposed to trying to handle the grief and process the grief in their own ways, which probably hasn't been working, right? Dad's probably just throwing himself into his work, right? And she's trying to figure this out while also all the other coming of age shit, right? She's still like a fucking teenager. She still has her regular teenage problems, right? Like interested in boys. Also, she has a full on disability. Like she's got a lot going on. So I think that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And like I like how he like doesn't question like, oh, like why did you lie to the cop? Like why did you make up a story? Like he doesn't have to. It seems like he gets it, right?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. And I wasn't expect like, and like it starts to zoom out, and I'm like, oh shit, that's that shot. Okay, yeah, I like it.
What about you, Remington? What did you think of the ending?
Everything Gene said, like that storyline is basically about like the fact that it's the effect of the mother's death that it's had on those two characters. So the fact that like they were able to rekindle something at the end is kind of like the payoff to all of that. I know before you had made an issue about like the discrepancy over like how the mom actually died and what that means towards the story. When I saw that, I had wondered if when we find out that like what actually happened to the mother is different from what the girl said, I took that to mean that maybe the girl told the cop that story because she was worried that the actual true answer makes her dad look guilty for some reason. And so like she was trying to like give a believable story to the cops. And that's what happened there. But then the fact that like hurting, right? Because like, telling people like, hey, I saw my mom jump off a balcony is a lot different than I witnessed, might not even see the exact moment of death, right? When the jump happens, whereas like, witnessing your mom like shoot herself, that's like, oh, that's horrible. That's so bad. And the fact that like maybe there's like some underlying issues and shows that she's not dealing with as well as maybe he might have thought. So that was my interpretation of that dynamic. It ultimately is what allows him to like reach out to her when he gets home.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, no, I thought, I don't know. I just thought the ending was a little, I don't know if it earned it. I don't know if it earned the weird reveal of, she actually shot herself, and I don't know what impact that has on the story. And then I thought the daughter.
It has the impact I just told you. What's
that?
It has the impact I just told you.
Sorry, you froze out. I'm going to be honest, you froze out a little bit. But and then like her on the balcony naked, I don't know if that felt a little silly for me personally, but I think her storyline was the most compelling, to be fair, but like I said, it does really feel like one of those movies where in the end, sorry, I don't know if this is like kind of my closing thought.
You're fine.
So I just feel like I thought this was a very interesting, very good movie. Love Inarritu. Have so much respect for him. But I do feel like this really was one of those movies where if this was made today, I feel like it almost would have been better as a mini series and a little bit less of a movie. But my heart was broken. Tragedy porn. I just feel like the idea of all the storylines being connected through some nebulous, like a rifle, like I understand what they were going for. It just feels a little stretched, and I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say. Like and the performances were fantastic. I think Brad Pitt and Kate Blanchett give amazing performances, but at the same time, I feel like their storyline was at least interesting. I don't know. So I'm a solid 7 out of 10 for this one. So, but I overall enjoyed it, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Digger, boys. I'm so excited.
Digger.
And I
dig,
just
dig,
and I don't
dig,
and I
dig.
do not like that Inarritu and Tom Cruise are promoting a movie where the title is so close to the N-word, and I don't like it. But I'm excited.
Sure.
Anyway, Remington, final thoughts.
Dan.
What?
What?
Dan. Yeah. Movie good. No.
Movie good.
But no, I enjoyed it. For me, like having seen all three of them, I don't agree that it should be a miniseries. I don't agree with that. I think that there's a reason why it's a film, and I think the medium of film best suits the conveyance of like the emotions and impressions that Inarritu is going for, that I think a miniseries would lose. That said, after 3 movies of like nonlinear in a row of nonlinear storytelling with stories that I don't think needed to be nonlinear, I don't know if it fully worked for me either in that respect. But I do think it was a well-made movie. I agree that Adriana Barraza's performance as the grandmother was really good. And that is definitely my favorite of the 3 storylines, the Mexico story. And yeah, no, I think it's a good movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on Letterboxd. I am tempted to drop it to a 7.
Wow.
After talking about it.
What is your? I'm so curious. Wait, what is your favorite out of the trilogy?
Oh, out of the trilogy, it's hard to say. I'd have to dwell on this more to really
Okay.
know.
No,
I kind of feel similarly about all 3, if I'm being real.
Okay.
But there are things that I like respect a lot out of like each of them. Like Amores Perros is probably like his grittiest film that he's ever done in his career, because it's like
first movie too.
Yeah, it's all like handheld cameras, and it's like really gory, and it's like yeah, it's non-linear, but it's also like very frenetic too. Like it's like kind of crazy. And so like there's a lot to like admire in that. Also like the fact that he was like trying to like authentically portray Mexico City to like a broad audience, is like interesting. 21 Grams has like a really good Sean Penn performance in it.
Really?
Which was cool to watch not that long after his Oscar win. Also a really good Benicio del Toro performance, I'll add too.
Did he win for that one?
Yeah, I think he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to double check.
Yeah.
I have to double check, but it was around that time that he
going for Traffic.
Yeah, no, he went for Traffic.
We talked about the few hours to go because I want to watch it. I almost picked it as a movie.
Yes, I want to do the Soderbergh 2000 double feature of Traffic and Aaron Brockovich one of these days.
He left.
But-
We lost him.
Oh, we lost his ass. I guess we won't know.
He just got up and left.
Onward, all of his movies have gotten at least one actor nominated except for Bardo.
Did Javier Bardem get a nomination for his movie with?
Yeah, he got nominated for Beautiful. Yeah.
Nice. Look at that. Yeah.
I'm
Look at that.
I'm so excited for Digger. It's insane.
Right. I guess my closing thoughts, right? No, I liked it. I was kind of hoping, I was hoping I would love it. I didn't love it, but I did really like it. I certainly don't dislike it. I enjoyed more of, I definitely enjoyed more of the stuff that hit for me versus what didn't quite hit. And even what didn't quite hit, I don't think it's like an issue from it's like, I don't know, just like maybe like it's like small little things, I guess. I don't know, how do I describe it? I think too, maybe on a rewatch, knowing where it ends, because I had a lot of dread too during this movie, Dan, like you said, is everyone gonna die in a fucking fiery drunk driving accident? Like, what the fuck?
The minute she got into that car, I was like, oh no.
And knowing that's not where it goes, I'm like, okay, that's fun. I whatever. But I did enjoy it. I'll give it like a 3.5 maybe. Yeah, probably a light 3.
I think
we're
all we're all the same, around like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it. I would watch it. I gotta watch Motos Pedos. I haven't watched that one. So cool.
Yeah, finish the trilogy, Gene, because like I said, I think there's some interesting aspects of like all three of them, and I do think 21 Grams is a good movie. Like, I will say that. Like, I think I like Morris Paris more because of the grittiness, and like just like because it's like, and the creativity that it involved to like make that work. But like. Yeah, 21 Grams has some really good performance. Like, Sean Penn and Benicio del Toro and Naomi Watts are really good in that movie.
Yeah. Thinking of the other 2006 movies, then Children of Men, very, very good. I really love Pan's Labyrinth. It's a phenomenal movie. So that I think
you can't talk
Inland
to me
Empire.
Who's that by?
It's David Lynch's last movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never watched it. Yeah. Okay.
It's the last feature film he ever made. I know people like to cope and say that season 3 of Twin Peaks is a movie, but it's not. It's literally television. So Inland Empire is his last movie.
Yeah. Not to sound like a woke douchebag, but okay, Roma made me cry like a baby back bitch. Roma's a fucking masterpiece. Pan's Labyrinth is still to this day on my top 50 of all time.
Pan's Labyrinth is great.
The best Del Toro movie. And after we watched Children of Men, you guys know how I feel about that. That was such a discovery. That rocked my fucking world, that movie.
Dan, because you like Children of Men, I'm going to recommend a movie to you right now.
Go for it.
It's a French film. It's called Alpha.
Oh, wait, I've heard of this. Wait, really? You think so?
Yeah. I know a lot of people think it's like lesser Julia Ducournau, but when I went and saw it for myself, finally, because it finally got a U.S. theatrical release like a month ago or something, that movie rocked my world, and I think it like does many similar things to Children of Men.
Really?
It's like a different kind of story. Like to be real, it's like an AIDS metaphor, but it's just so well directed, and it's so incredible. Like that really wowed me in like a lot of ways. So I would encourage you to go check out Alpha.
Okay, I love it. No, when I saw Children of Men, I thought, oh my, literally one of the greatest things I've ever seen. So yeah.
All right, cool. Whose turn is it? I don't remember.
It's Dan's turn.
Oh, it is. Cool.
All right.
What if it was like, it's your turn, doofus? Like, no.
Yeah, right. Oh, great. Dan's gonna pick a mid-2000s crime thriller or some shit. Watch. No, I'm kidding.
Dan's like, we're doing Reservoir Dogs.
All right,
Dan's just
so
gonna throw a dartboard at a list of George Clooney movies.
Do you guys remember the 2007 movie Wanted? That's what we're doing.
All right, so I have a.
He keeps talking about Digger and fuck. It's gonna be a George Clooney movie again. Watch,
Dude, I'm so excited for Digger. And
right,
I
Dan,
don't
let's
like
go.
saying the title because the title is very.
Dan, movie. Pick it. Let's go. Sell us. Pitch
All
us.
So I'm gonna do a weird thing. Are you guys ready for this? All right,
Uh-oh.
I actually have to do this. So I've thought about this so much.
Yes.
We've had it too good on this podcast for too long.
I like how he did that. That was really good. That was really
Okay.
good.
Funny, 'cause he was foreshadowing this to me. I didn't know it. Like he was foreshadowing this to me, like before we started.
Oh, here we go.
All right. It's we've had it too good for too long, boys. Okay. The time has come. The time has come where we watch a bad movie.
Oh God.
And for May of 2026, we're going to watch a movie by the master of bad movies. Can you guess? Can you guess?
Are we watching The Fucking Room?
No, we're not watching The Fucking Room. No, we're not watching The Fucking Room. We're going to watch
The master of bad movies?
We're going to watch a movie by this is probably my favorite bad movie of all time. And it comes by a guy by the name of Mr. M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, God damn, that was my second guess too.
Are you doing Airbender?
If you make me watch Old again, I swear to God, Dan.
Are we doing After Earth? Like, what are we doing?
Are we doing Old? I
No.
hated Old. Cabin in the Woods?
No.
I'm not gonna cabin, or what it's called?
No, you cocksuckers haven't watched it. It's the best bad movie I've ever seen. So years ago, I had to like I was going through like directors' filmographies, and I started with M. Night Shyamalan. And the one movie that is not talked about enough, but the people that do talk about it, they talk about it a lot. It's a movie called
Science?
Nope. That's a good one. That's a good movie by M. Night Shyamalan. We're going to talk
Yeah, that's
about,
a good movie.
We're talking about the best bad movie I've ever seen, the most hilarious bad movie I've ever seen by M. Night Shyamalan, The Lady in the Water.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so remember, you haven't seen this one.
No. But see, here's the thing. I wouldn't have thought of that as a bad movie because there's like there's too many like M. Night diehards on film Twitter. So like I don't have a good gauge for these things other than the ones that I go and see, and then they're like, this is the greatest movie ever. And I'm like, it was fine. I don't know if it has to be like the greatest movie ever. Like
No, I'm so excited for this because I genuinely had this on the back burner because I actually think this is the greatest bad movie I've ever seen. Like the funniest, like we'll have such a great conversation. Like you will watch this. I'm not kidding. Gene, you should watch this with Miriam and like the what the fuck moments of is this meant to be serious? And when you and I just it's going to be such a fun conversation because we're going to talk about that and talk about the career of M. Night Shyamalan, and the behind the scenes of this movie is just so ripe for conversation. So I'm excited.
Like every December, Cosmonaut Marcus will do a big video where he either watches all the movies in a franchise or by a director. So this past December's was the Superman theatrical releases. He didn't cover the one that we watched, The Cut, because he mentioned it, but he's like he strictly kept it like just theatrical releases, right? 2 years ago he watched every M. Night movie and reviewed them, and I genuinely don't remember do not remember what he said about this movie. So I'm curious. I'm gonna have to go watch that video again real quick.
Hey Gene,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Why
Yeah.
don't you DM Cosmo and ask him to come on this episode?
I don't know, maybe.
Can you
We'll
do
see.
it? I'm not okay. I'm just saying. Just fucking DM him.
Anyway, all right, Remington, we're watching Lady in the Water.
Yay!
No,
Lady in
no,
the
Remington's
Water
like,
by our boy
wait.
M. Night Shyamalan.
We'll talk about this next episode too. But what have you watched by M Night, Remy? I don't think I know.
I've watched
Sixth
every one of
Sense,
his
Lock the
movies.
Cabin, Trap.
Do you not like him?
No. I mean, I like The Sixth Sense, but like every other thing I've seen from him is like either grossly overrated and is just mid, or it's like bad. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's just like negative polarization, because like literally psychos on Twitter are like, Knock at the Cabin is the greatest movie ever, Trap is the greatest movie ever, and I'm like, shut the fuck up right now, like right now. They're fine. They're not great.
People.
You're not excited for his Jake Gyllenhaal movie?
I am.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal, so maybe it could be good. I don't know. I guess I really won't know until I see how I feel about him, until I see like The Village, since that's like his other supposedly like really great movie.
Kind of polarizing in a way though, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It's the one that's considered his most artistic by like a lot of people. So
I like it for what it was personally, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
watch
The
it.
Sixth Sense and The Village are the ones that like critically people like love the most.
Yeah.
And
no,
also-
I love your thoughts.
yeah.
Sorry, no, I love your thoughts on The Village. Yeah, you should watch it. Do you know the twist or no? Because I think that's a big.
The Village? No, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know anything
okay,
about it other than it's an M. Night
Okay.
movie.
Keep it that way. I really want to know what you think about it then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
cool.
but
All right.
This
watching
is
the bad movie.
legitimately like my favorite bad movie ever, and it's by the master. And I think you like, it's so funny. It's the behind the scenes are so funny. Yeah. And we'll have a good conversation about M. Night, So I'm very excited. So
Remy, sign us off.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh god.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun.
This has been a Cool Zone Media. No, I can't say that. We'll get sued.